Let's go Druid. Alright, alright. Yeah, we'll do Druid. Card's actually pretty good sometimes, but the ratings seem a little high, especially I should put these up. Especially the Life Forge rating. That's a little. That was really good. This was a much better card last patch, I think. These tend to not run out of cards that fast. Is the problem. It could still be really good. We could try to build around it, actually. It's a little crazy. Oh, this is cruel. Giving us a pack or swipe is the lowest win rate card. This might be Proto Drake, because I mean, I hate not having swipe in Druid decks, but yeah, can we just get a we'll take our pick all pick right now. We'll just take that right now. Druid can have troubles with late games sometimes. I don't know. Yeah, it's like part of the problem is like you usually get offered multiple swipes. So yeah, I think we just take this. If we didn't have multiple 2-drops already, it might be the 2, but maybe the fishy fly here for flexibility. Yeah, I've actually had very bad luck with swipes, so I don't tend to get offered very many of them. But at pick 3, like you gotta assume you're gonna get another one, right? You just take the Guardian Og. We do have a dragon so far. I won't take it for the upsides. Satyr has not been that great when I've had it recently. I won't take the iron. I like Ironbark. Artificer is great if you have swipe, but we don't know that we will, so. I think Thresher's great. Cable Rat's good. I think we take it over the Tiger. Infestation's just really good. Starfire is pretty good too. Let's go for Tempo. Pile Fiend is great. Arsenki's pushing Lore of the Arena at you. Yeah, unlucky. Probably take the Rusty Raider here. Alright, we got our swipe. Unfortunately, swipe is in another really good pack, but I think we'll take it here. Okay, we'll take the broken card. Having a Shavara is probably good. Partner assignment has a really high win rate actually. I think it's okay. I don't think it's insane. Crystal Power might just be worth it. Flexible card. I mean, how good are 2 and 3 cost beasts? I feel like they're worse than random like 2 and 3 drops, which means they're not very good. Feels your curve, but I don't know. We'll go with the Crystal Power. I already have a Flyer. I think we can take the Whelp. Flyer is really good, but we have a lot of removal already. Actually, let's get some value. Shadow Weaver is perfect. Wanderer I like. Alec I don't like very much. We could use 3 drops though, but yeah. We'll take the better card. Finish, it's good. Guess we'll take the Battle Mage. Gibberling is actually pretty good. Alright. First time you see this HSR, it's HS replay deck win rate. The win rate of decks that have this card in the deck. On HS replay. We don't have spell damage. LF is Lightforge, which is the Lightforge score. So we'll take another one maker, but yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, like this is the three numbers on the screen. This is the Lightforge score. This is the HS replay win rate. This is the Hearth Arena score. Okay, so we don't have an insane amount of value in this deck. We're actually pretty low in value overall. So we're kind of an aggro deck. We don't have a lot of reach. Which is a little awkward, but I mean, our deck is pretty nuts as far as tempo. So it feels like since Mage and Priest got nerfed and people are not picking those classes, just having really good tempo is really good. So I think this deck can do pretty well, but you know, if we run into the wrong matchups, could be a problem.
Lunara versus Maiev.
None can escape my fury. The forest fights back.
Yeah, I think keeping Scorpid is good. The others are not so much. Yeah, this deck doesn't have a lot of... We don't have a lot of threes. We drew both of our threes naturally. We have a fair number of twos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, actually we have plenty of twos. It's a pretty pricey backstab, or pretty not a super high value backstab. Let's play this. We don't have a lot of dragons, right? We have 3. I think we just play this. Honestly, coining the Aug Merchant on it wouldn't be insane. Oh, here's a golden. I don't think so. A lot of the Hearthstone games I played were before Golden Heroes existed. So, I don't actually... Did he just ignore that thing? Oh, no. That's a problem. Yeah, a lot of it was before Golden Heroes existed, so a lot of my heroes aren't golden. Because otherwise they would be. I think we just have to kill this thing. Our Druid is probably one of our next ones to hit 10,000, I think, though. I mean, not 10,000, 1,000. So I forget what it is. I think our Druid's like close to like 900 wins right now. We just hit, Rogue was our first 1,000 actually. We just hit it the other day. And Rogue wasn't even like, I think Druid was ahead of Rogue. And then, but I was playing a lot of Rogues last month because, you know, Rogue was really good, so. Maybe the Welt might have actually been better on board. And it did its job.
Let's see.
We honestly have 3 different plays here. One of them is Hero Power Whelp. The other one is 2+3+ Hero Power. The other one is just play Wing Guardian. They're all kind of fine. I think I do like drawing.
This will be good.
We could also just not take this trade here. I kind of like that. Rogue's not going to do much about this unless if he betrayals, it's kind of fine also. So we don't need to do that. Could have also done, we could have done Infestation plus freeze the face. Deny the dagger. So the 5/2 should be in the middle, but sure you want to do that.
So where does the magic come from? I have trained for days.
You don't pick the wand, silly.
Swipe goes here, right? Could have done something with spell power swipe also.
Like this?
Is it cold in the shadow?
Could have also discovered first. I'm playing kind of fast because I think the game is over. Not thinking things through all the way. So remind me after the game. I should go check the golden hero status because I think we should be pretty close to Druid at 1000 probably.
The forest fights back.
If we could have that Iron Bark back, it might actually be pretty good. I haven't played a lot of Warriors, which interesting. Warrior obviously got buffed a little bit by the micro adjust. It seems like even if they didn't, it's not clear exactly how they micro adjusted, but it seems like actually let me look at this. So the percentage of athletic studies actually went up a little bit. Yeah, it looks like they just got like blanket micro adjusted up by like 10%. Yeah, that's what it looks like. What did they do with Troublemaker? Including Troublemaker, yeah. It looks like all the good cards got micro adjusted up 10%. Yeah. So Warrior is just a bit better now. Big respect for him to pick Warrior. Well, Warrior is like, it's like 47% now. It's where like Demon Hunter, Paladin, Warlock were 2 days ago. I might want to feed him a Shadow Weaver, so.
This will be good.
Warrior is a class that could be very, very good in Arena, but it's like they were just, and even before the micro adjust, you played some very good ones sometimes. Yikes. You just didn't tend to play a lot of good ones because their cards they were micro adjusted so far down.
You don't pick the one, see? That's an upgrade.
Oh.
Probably.
There's like a decent enough chance that that'll work, right? If we can copy this, if you can also copy the Win Guardian, it's insane. If we can't, we'll try to stick this. If we can't stick it, then which we probably won't be able to, let's be real. Then we'll probably just buff the beasts in our deck. But, you know, there's a chance it works. Hey, Hearthstoner, how you doing? I assume you're watching. How did the Battlegrounds tournament go? Uh-oh. Remember when we had a board? Watch like half it till football started. Team Kappa got second by 1 point. Is that Dreads' team?
You don't pick the one, see?
Yeah. Okay. We appear to be pretty dead already. Two more points than moving first. Yeah, it was like, whoa, it was like, if you, I assume it's like, first place is like 8 points or something in that range, so 2 points is like really close, imagine. I mean, it's always gonna be really close, you know. I wasn't familiar with like, how many rounds did they do? They did like 4 games or something like that. So it must have been like, great. Within the margin of error, I guess, is what you would say. So unfortunate, but yeah.
You don't break the walls.
We get more value out of Soul to Forest or Strength in Numbers. We might just need the Strength in Numbers to like have some kind of comeback, right? We just pull Pro Drake and win. Seems like a strategy, right?
So where does the magic come from?
Feel the breeze. This will be good.
Talking about Battlegrounds though, we should talk about like the quad queue thing. I posted my thoughts on the quad queue. Like, I feel like, I don't know.
I brought enough for everyone.
I was seeing like people who were saying that they didn't think it was a big deal, and I was like, y'all are freaking insane, basically, because like, if you're being realistic, like the competitive, from a solo queue perspective, like the competitive viability of the leaderboard basically dies as soon as you allow, you know, group queuing in a game that where it actually matters like that, right?
This will be good.
So it's like the competitive nature of the leaderboard is basically dead now, but I forget where I was going with this point. What did I say? Oh yeah. Like, I figure like part of the reason they did it was that I think part of the reason they did it, honestly, was the fact that they realized that like it's so easy to queue snipe people in Battlegrounds that you could just queue in a party essentially by just, you know, having a bunch of people queuing at the same time, and I think they realized like people were probably doing that high in the ladder. So they just realized like, well, if we can't stop it, we'll just let everyone do it, basically. I feel like that's like a huge part of it. Because otherwise, I mean, just letting everyone queue in quads is just like absolutely ridiculous from a competitive perspective for the leaderboard and the ladder and stuff. It's just absolutely insane. But I figure like there were probably people abusing it as is. So it's like if people are abusing it, you can't really stop them from abusing it. You might as well let everyone abuse it, basically. Is probably what happened. We're just so dead, man. I want to just leave this game, but I'll play it out. But I mean, it's like there's like we're at like less than 2% to win, I think.
Is it cold in the shadow?
We have to basically like get both Wing Guardian and Proto Drake off of these, or we get like, actually the best thing would be we get Smug Senior, we draw Smug Senior so we can get to, swipe, and then we also get like Proto Drake. Yeah, not quite. Yeah, that's not really it. And that does help, I guess. I don't know. We're still, that was our chance. That was probably above average, to be honest, but, like, it's not really good enough.
I can't win them all. Well,
Lunara versus Rexa. Let the hunt begin.
the forest fights back.
I think we'll keep this, even though, we don't want to play this on 1, because, it's gonna be good on 3, potentially.
You don't pick the ones, eh?
2-3 is theoretically better. But I also want to draw off of this.
So where does the magic come from?
We'll do this.
You don't pick the ones, eh?
That's an upgrade. Probably. Oh, I guess.
I mean, if he's gonna rush that thing out, then we're just gonna... We're just gonna swipe him whatever turn he pops this, right? So... If that's his strategy, I have bad news for you, sir. I want to try a different strategy against Druid.
You don't pick the ones, eh? The ones.
I just want some peace.
It's not... That's not either Unleash the Hounds or, If he had, like, Unleash the Hounds or Explosive Trap, he could have been a little awkward, but, that is, neither of those things, so... Goodbye, good sir.
That's not possible. Take them out.
Those micro deaths aren't too bad. He's got 12 wounds mage. Yeah, it seems that way. Like, it doesn't seem like they made, like... They didn't, like, nerf anything into the ground or anything. But people are still picking. It still seems like it's... There's definitely a significantly low amount of, compared to before, there's way less mages and priests. So... you know. And I think, like, I mean, for people like, you know, like people like me that like just try hard and pick all the best classes, it's like, it's relieving to not just be forced to pick mage and priest and rogue every time, you know. If things are closer together like this. So. Yeah, they didn't get the Demon Hunter treatment. Yeah, like Demon Hunter literally went from like 62% to like 42% in like in one adjustment.
Forest fights back.
Alright, we're keeping Win Guardian, I don't care. Blizzard was like, oh, it's too strong, eh? Okay. We're gonna make sure no one says it's too strong ever again.
So where does the magic come from?
Which I know, I don't know. I prefer, I know a lot of people didn't mind it being too strong. Not like, I don't know. It was so ridiculously strong was the problem that it's like, yeah, like, it would have been good for them to not. They could have put it to the middle, right? They put it to unplayable, which was shitty. That would have been better, but like, I would rather it be unplayable than have it, even though it's a new class and I get that, like, I would rather it be unplayable than have it be breaking the meta, you know?
Home in the shadows.
Is my position on that, but like, it's like choosing between two shitty options though, right?
Like this?
All they do is stop offering you Demon Hunter cards. Pretty much, yeah. It's the worst way of nerfing it. Like when in sometimes there, like last time it would happen where there were rotations where Rogue was super broken because Rogue had rotations that or they had expansions where Rogue happened to have good cards, and that was what they did. Was they basically just made it so Rogue just didn't get class cards, and it's like, well, it's like they're balanced, but it's like it sucks, you know. But they're balanced.
This'll be good.
And like essentially that was the problem, like, you know, they did an experiment like a couple of years, like I think it was like 2 years ago. They did an experiment where they figured out they could make classes basically identically balanced, but to do that you had to basically remove all class cards from every class, you know? So it's like, well, that wasn't... So every class becomes the same. Well, it's like, well, yeah, if all the classes are the same, you just give them all neutrals. It's like, yeah, they're the same, right? But yeah, it's not the greatest play experience, so... Yeah, you can't expect all the classes to be equal, but... You know. Guess we'll just play off curve. We're going first, so playing off curve actually isn't the worst thing. We've got this meta gotten more 12s than we have in a year. Yeah, it's just like, I mean, this meta, it seems like the thing where it's like, okay. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, it's like I usually am the type of player where I get like more medium results and less like super high results. And yeah, I've gotten more 12s than I ever have in this meta also, so.
Home in the shadows. Smart moves. I concede.
Alright, bro. Interesting game. Interesting.
Lunara versus Anduin. The light shall bring victory.
The forest fights back.
Surely nothing bad happens to this thing, right? I mean, sure. Come on, Triple Link, carry us! Carry us!
You don't pick the wands.
If we coined first, we could have powered the Wildwood, but I mean that would have required knowing, right?
By moon and spear.
We just be a coin for an extra 2/2. He's gonna do some kind of AoE though, right?
Now how about the wand picks
I think it's fine.
A charming composition.
Like he probably would have wanted, if he had a Holy Nova, he'd pretty insane to like leave all this board up at this point, right?
the wand picks
It would seem like the do nothing into concede strategy is has about the same win rate as it had in 2013, fortunately. You know what the window was for linear boards, but you may have made it in a nice 47 range. You have a 7.1, so you know it's a really good 30 in there. It really depends on what they do, because like, you know, I have my current best 30 command, which says like literally like it depends on when they post when the leaderboard period is, because unfortunately they don't tell us, but you know.
The wand picks him out.
We have actually we improved our, we had an 8.1 before today. We've improved that today, so I need to actually check how much we've improved it by. Because we did today we did a 9 and a 12. Let me actually look. We've improved this 8.1.
Lunara versus Illidan.
We overrode a 7 and a 9.
The forest fights back.
16. We overrode a 7 and a 9 with a 9 and a 12, so that means we should be at we improved our average by 5 wins, so we should be at 8.27 now. And we're overriding a 6, so we'll probably improve it further actually. I think it's so dumb, really. I mean, the leaderboards have been out this long, but we don't know when they come out. Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, Blizzard for whatever reason just doesn't. I think I don't know. It's kind of a conspiracy theory, almost, but like I think Blizzard just doesn't like the arena community, so like I think they just don't want to communicate even when they can. So it's like they almost do it. I think they don't communicate out of spite, honestly, because it's the only thing. It's like it would be so easy for them to communicate just the slightest bit, right? But they just don't do it. So it's like I think they just don't like us, honestly. But yeah, it's like they just don't. There's all these changes they could communicate. Like we just there were in the last 48 hours or however much, so much they could have communicated that they did a microdust, but they just chose not to, right? Like it's just, I don't know. It's like you give them the benefit of the doubt, but it's like if you know when there's a pattern, there's a pattern. You have to like point out that there's a pattern that they choose not to communicate things. You know. Smash started August 8th. It was like August 6th, I think. Something like that.
You don't pick the wand, see?
That's an upgrade. Probably.
You don't know if it's already started in the meta? Well, the last leaderboard season ended June 30th. June 30th was the end of the previous one. So my assumption is that the previous leaderboard, like, they said it would go for 2 months. And if it went for 2 months, it would have ended at the end of August. But, you know, it's just, they've not done what they said they would do in the past, right? So it's like, you know, you can believe that it would end in August or not. Based off what they said, it ended in August. So, you know. Which is why I have like in my I'll put my current best 30 commit in, but it's like it's literally it's like, well, based off what they said, my average would be cut in half, but which I also need to update because I need to change this 8.1 to an 8.27. But yeah, I mean, it's like there's a difference between what they say and what they do, right? It's like unfortunate, but it's like yes, that's how it is, right?
Let's see.
What they say is not what they do, so you just have to wait until you know they do whatever they're gonna do. It would be nice if they communicated with us, but you know they don't want to for whatever reason.
Run! I will hold them off. wasn't that big.
You know, just in the month of August, it's only 6.4. Yeah. It's still, I mean, yeah, it depends. Like, I mean, it's the thing that makes it kind of shitty, right? It's like, it's hard to play a game. I've made this point online before. It's like, it's hard to play a game when you literally don't know what the rules of the game are, you know? And that's what you have to do with leaderboards. It's like, you literally don't even know what the rules of the game are. So it's like, makes it really ridiculous to try to like optimize anything, right? Because it's like, well, I don't know. We just straight up don't know what we're optimizing. So it's like, I can't, you know, just if your goal was to completely ruin the competitive drive of people, they're doing a really good job. Because it's like, when you don't know what the rules are, you can't be super competitive about it. That's the thing, is like, I mean, it seems like they almost like don't want people to be super competitive in Arena, right? So if that's their goal, they're doing a really fucking good job of it, you know. Going wide into the Antane is probably bad, so we probably have to probably should play the Pro Drake.
No need to worry.
Always go all face and just hope nothing bad happens. You must be average because you try other classes like Paladin and Demon Hunter and did subpar with them. Yeah, before these recent micro adjusts, it's like it was. I mean, it was just Mage, Priest, and Rogue were on just a completely different level from every other class. So it was like if you were trying other classes, you're unfortunately hurting yourself, right? With these adjustments, it seems like everything has been brought much closer to the middle, so you can kind of do whatever you want at this point. But before the adjustments, it was like, yeah, really rough. I mean, it was a really good round of adjustments, I think, in that way. It feels better now too. I mean, we'll have to see how it feels in a week or two, but. Oh. I just think it's ridiculous that the leaderboards will come out to a month plus after it ends. Yeah, I mean, we're still waiting for August, September of last year. They just never posted those. And if you're watching Blizzard, post those leaderboards, please. But yeah, they never posted August, September, and they never posted November, December of last year. And August, September was the leaderboard I had 2 of my best finishes of my lifetime, and probably 2 of the best finishes I'll ever have. So I'm really salty about that. I'm never going to not be salty about that. And if I'm still playing this game in 2 years, I'm still going to be reminding them and asking them to post that leaderboard. I'm not going to stop asking them to post that fucking leaderboard. Because I want them to post that leaderboard. Because I probably had like at least... I might have had top 10 on 2 different regions on that leaderboard that they just decided not to post. So I'm very salty about that. Because I had 8.03 on Asia and I had 8.3 on NA. And those were both probably top 10. So I'm very salty about that one. But yeah. Because especially, and the previous season, I had an 8.6, which they didn't post also because they screwed up the start and end date of the season, so they didn't actually put it they didn't post the averages correctly, so I didn't have the 8.6 that I had. They only posted me as a 7.9, so as a result of that, because like my 3 best finishes, they just didn't post, you know. I don't have like all these top 10s I get to brag about, or other people do. It makes me kind of salty about it. Oh yeah, ambush, right? Not an ambush. Okay. But yeah, I mean, at least they're posting them again, so I mean, I don't want to complain too much, because it's like, obviously, it's great when they decide to do the bare minimum instead of doing less than the bare minimum, you know, so I don't want to complain too much about them doing the bare minimum. But, you know.
Is it cold in the shadow?
It's probably Dirty Tricks, right? If we trade in his Bamboozle, we actually get absolutely wrecked, so that's the other thing. Boy, summon Sam to not trade also. Alright. So we just have a choice of 4 drops right here. If you do this, you can like buff it next turn. It's probably worth it.
Let's see.
You've got me fired up.
Okay. Now I really don't want to play into Bamboozle. It literally is Bamboozle, okay. So we're not trading it. We're not trading for any reason ever. Bamboozle is if it's attacked at all, right? Yeah. Yeah. We're just not trading ever. If we do this, we give him 2 cards. This might just not be worth it. I don't know, it might be worth it. Do we care if he has 2 cards? We might not, honestly.
What if?
Just you gave him the draw for like Coerce or whatever, but it's pretty good to get the extra face damage in. Yeah, the first one was Bamboozle. So.
Now we're cooking. Time for an experiment.
A good old Discover Last play. The best play. You're not a fan of Dirty Tricks? I mean, like, honestly, like, in my experience, it's been pretty good. You're saying, like, as a card, like, quality-wise, like, it's been pretty good for me when I've had it. It tends to be, like, an Arcane Intellect without too much downside, because people just play spells in this meta, you know? But yeah, like, you don't, I mean, you don't want it early, necessarily. What a god. Oh shit. Wait. Oh yeah, we can bamboozle this. It becomes worse. Nice bamboozle, bro. I almost forgot about the bamboozle for a second. It literally becomes worse. Sick bamboozle, bro. Alright, am I bullying the opponent? I might be bullying the opponent. Chat, you might have to like limit me from bullying the opponent right now. I'm sorry, I don't mean to bully. I might mean to bully, but I don't mean to bully. The main reason you don't like bamboozle is exactly that. Yeah. It's yeah, it's awkward sometimes. I mean, it's like it's the problem with any secret that requires your opponent to trade, right? Is if you can't force your opponent to trade, then you're kind of owned, right? We had actually literally our most recent YouTube video was a 12-win bamboozle rogue, where we had a bamboozle, and it was pretty good, honestly. But like, yeah, it's like. It's a card that I think is probably better the better your deck is, because, you know, if your deck sucks, then Bamboozle's not going to save you, because, yeah, like, people just don't trade, they just kill you. So, it was really good in that deck, though. Bro, you might want it to... I don't think there's a zero mana spell that saves you at this point, sir. Yeah. He must have had a lot of options in his hand. He must have had a pretty complicated hand. Kind of looked that way. You had such an insane Warlock. It went 10 wins, but you were 10-0. Yeah, Warlock has the problem sometimes where sometimes they just cap out. Like, you just wreck people past up to a certain point, and then they just... Sometimes that happens where at a certain point you get to people you just can't beat anymore. They tend to have that... They sometimes have that problem. They don't always have that problem, but sometimes they have that problem. How are you doing, Anna? I lost to 2 mages that had Face Burn, lost to a priest that had Murzon Broom. Yeah. And sometimes that happens to like any class. Sometimes it doesn't matter right now. Sometimes you just play mages and priests. And sometimes the mages and priests do mage and priest things. And then, yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
You don't pick the wands. The fires of vengeance burn bright.
I don't know why Dredge doesn't like Broom. He's probably more the, yeah, I don't know. He's probably more the typical... I feel like he might be slightly more in the old style. It's like, it's funny how, like, the game is now. It's like, there's like, almost like... The way you have to play the game now is like a completely different style almost than before, you know? Oh my god, are we getting wrecked? Yep, we're getting wrecked. Okay. Honestly, I think we're fine though. This isn't even... This guy's like pausing his game to hit this print screen button. He's like, ha, screenshot, screenshot, screenshot! You could just see it, right? He's just hitting the screenshot button, like, ha, look at how good this turn 3 board is. But I think we're still favored, honestly. Because unfortunately for him, we had a good opening too, so he doesn't just instantly win the game. Unfortunately for you, good sir. Killing this could actually be worth it.
Time grows short.
We could also freeze this. Freeze this and heal this.
On the wings of evil.
I mean, they're all really good, right? This is inevitability, I guess.
Let's see.
I think we'll live to it.
This'll be good.
It's slightly greedy, but you know. Is he a Nixia? Nixia might be the same play. I like Ysera though. I think Ysera, like, it's like, if you're willing to take the bet that you're able to get away with it, it's the instant win card. And it's just like, given that we have, you know, these two things in our hand, nice. Nice. With the hand that we have, I just feel like we get away with it, you know? But between these guys, like, but I don't know. It's slightly greedy. I want to get this guy out.
That's an upgrade. Probably.
I should have Divine Shielded the 3/3.
We'll be fine. It wasn't that.
This'll be good.
Operation!
You're 12 and 2 mage, you lost to a druid that drew 3 Sarah Portals in a row. You got a 4/10 and 2 8/8s. It seems like you had fun and were interacted with,
Let's see.
right? Sounds like a fun and interactive experience. Yeah. Not a top deck swipe! Top deck swipe, so lucky! Okay. Alright, we're gonna calm down, chat. We're gonna calm down. I think we'll get through it. The good old twin tyrant that has a 0% chance of killing something. An excellent conceit play. 69 out of 10. Well done. Well done. Easy clap. It's very challenging having your opponent get free idiots at the start of your turn. You're not wrong.
Lunara versus Jaina.
You asked for it. The forest fights back.
Am I still muted? I might be still be muted. I was just saying, like, do we keep this card? Yeah, we keep this card. I think we keep this card. Excuse me, sir. No, have a better one dropped. Alright. Forced to Frostbolt our one drop.
So where does the magic come from?
Unfortunately, he still takes 6 damage from his one drop, which is truly a tragedy. No, we actually just died to his one drop. Well, that's even more of a tragedy. Spare Wing Guardian or Emerald Explorer? Both? I think Wing Guardian might be better. Emerald Explorer, it's like, it's only good in like certain situations where it's like, I mean, it's only good when you need value. Where Emerald Explorer is, I mean, I'm sorry, did I say it the wrong way? Emerald Explorer is only good when you need value, right? And sometimes it helps you stay alive. It's good, but like, Wing Guardian is literally never bad. It's only bad when you die before the turn you are able to play it, so.
A place to hide.
Although you complain about what this man in Baby Rage at Blizzard, you've been enjoying it for the most part. I mean, this meta right now, I think objectively is just, I think this is the best meta Arena's had in like a full year. The last meta that was even like remotely close was the dual class meta, which hopefully they'll do at some point again. But yeah, like, I mean, Arena's been in a pretty shitty spot for most of the last year, right? So I mean, it's a lot better now than it has been, so can't complain about that part of it. Twin Time doesn't feel that impressive. Yeah, it's like I mean, I literally didn't play the game. I don't think I played a single, I forget, like, I don't know exactly when I stopped. It was like January 15th, probably, something like that, I don't know. Like, I literally didn't play a single Arena game in February or March. Like, I quit the game for like 2.5 months, just because, like, Twin Tyrant was that disgusting of a card at that time. You know, it wasn't just Twin Tyrant, but like, the whole set was just, kind of ridiculous, you know. It was kind of a thing where it's like, to an extent, it was like, you know, when there's only a few overpowered cards, it's ridiculous, but when everything is overpowered, you know, we kind of got to that point where it's like, well, now everything's overpowered, so it's like, well, okay, now it's not so bad, right? We kind of got to that point, so it doesn't feel as bad anymore, essentially. I think we just do this.
This will be good.
That's an upgrade. Probably.
That minion can't attack yet.
Cannot be targeted. Divine Shield minions tend to be pretty good against mage. It's an observation. But yeah, it's like the solution to people complaining about Twin Tyrant is print like 15 other cards that are more that make Twin Tyrant look like a bad card, and then all of a sudden people will stop complaining about Twin Tyrant, right? It's the natural solution to that problem. Twin Tyrant meet plagued Proto Drake. Yeah.
I will crush your delusion.
I don't know, I mean, I think Twin Tyrant's still better than this card.
Runs out on me.
On the other, you know, they do different things, right? But yeah, this card is pretty, it's pretty busted itself. Proto Drake is kind of just like, it's like a neutral Cursed Vagrant, right? Like Rogue has Cursed Vagrant.
You don't pick the one.
It's essentially like the neutral version of that card. Do we just try to BM him and see if he leaves? Is he like, well played, sir? Yeah, we'll just we'll put him to 1.
This is good.
You could play the Whelp. It would be better for board, but I think we should just put him to 1. Plague's better than Violet Worm. Yeah, Plague makes Violet Worm look... this is just a way better Violet Worm, right? It's really what it is. It's bigger than Violet Worm, and it also has a better death rattle than Violet Worm. It's just power creep Violet Worm. Oh, and it's a dragon, by the way. Just... which is significant. Cause yeah, like it's kind of funny. Like Violet Worm was really good, right? It was a good arena card at the time. I mean, it's like obviously like cards were weaker back then, right? So that's part of it. But like, what's kind of funny is like, you know, constructed players would play arena, and like there were a couple of arena tournaments where people like constructed players just straight up didn't know that Violet Worm was a good card because it didn't look like a good card to them. They're like an 8-mana 7/7 with a kind of it's an okay death rattle, but not amazing. But like that was a meta-defining card, right? And like constructed players just didn't even see it. But I mean, if a constructed player is gonna look at Plague Proto Drake, they're gonna see that and be like, oh, okay. I mean, you know, it's just so much stronger of an effect, right? And so much stronger of a card. Been crafting more golden cards. Yeah, I might start crafting more. I crafted like all of the like discover cards, you know, like all the studies cards and stuff like that. I crafted a bunch of those because If you're gonna craft golden cards, you should craft the discover cards because they're extra value. Because not only is the discover card golden, the card you discover off of the studies card, the discover card, is also golden. So it's just extra value. Easiest claw of our lives, right? Easiest claw of our lives. We want overflow. Yeah. How you doing, Killer King? Thumbs up. Excellent, excellent.
You don't pick the wand, silly.
We until next turn because I think we just play this. This is gonna be better than any 2-mana beast, right? I think so.
So where does the magic come from?
And if we're able to hold it another turn, we can play a 6-mana overflow. I don't know if that's what we're gonna want to do, but fine.
You've got me.
I feel like the Twitch now allows us to use temp emotes outside the scene where they're purchased. It didn't work that way initially. What do you mean temp emotes? You mean to the channel points or the channel points? Yeah. I mean, yeah, those are relatively new. But yeah, they've had that for a bit.
Would you help a weary traveler?
No, God, oh no. Oh no, we went into the mage bracket now. I forgot how mages work. I forgot mages. Yeah, mages do mage things. What's new? What else is new? Nice. Problem is mirror enemy is possible, which means if it's mirror enemy when we play this, we lose the game immediately.
No.
It's never mirror enemy, right? It's actually probably mirror enemy. Let's be honest. I don't know. We'll do this. It's not mirror enemy. Baby Rich. Could have done it. Punished for no balls, Baby Rich. A lot of streams put the points required to get it really low. Yeah, it's like, it depends. It's like you put them really low if you want people to have them to like use them in other channels, or also if you put them really low, then you might get triggered by people using all your emotes without actually subbing, and then you just get like triggered too. But yeah, I don't know. Depends on what you want, right? Oh. Maybe it triggered when this spellbender happens. Which one's more important? It's probably more important to kill this. Oh. Okay. We might just be okay then. There are a lot of people with their emotes on Bear Twitch TV for free regardless. Yeah, so I don't know, like I actually don't even know like what are the main things people use for incentive for subbing? Because like for some people it's the emotes, but other people it depends on what the emotes are. Some people see an emote and they're like, oh I have to have that, I guess, and they just do it, right? Or other people it's like, yeah, there's stuff. I mean, a lot of people they want to support the channel, obviously, right? You almost want to remove Bear Twitch TV because animated emotes are annoying. You know, you can just disable the animated ones, right? In the Bear Twitch TV settings, you can just disable the animated ones.
You've got me fired up.
You can disable all Pepe ones. I mean, you could just, if you wanted to, you could just blacklist any message that included Pepe in it. Then that would do it. But you don't even bear Twitch. You don't even bear Twitch to do that. You could just do that on actual Twitch. I probably would have played this had I realized my face was frozen. Yeah, that's fine.
Magic is not a toy.
The problem is, if you did that, you'd be missing a large amount of the Twitch experience. You would just wonder, like, what the hell is everyone talking about? I mean, I feel like it probably depends. Like, in smaller channels, I think it's, like, mostly people trying to support the channel. But, like, in larger channels, like, I don't know. It's like, does anyone go to, like, Ninja or Shroud or somebody, you know? Like, does anyone go to these channels and go, like, oh, this person needs support. I'm gonna put my $4.99 in to give this person $2.49 or whatever. They get more, but, like, you know. Does this person needs my financial support? Like, no, this person doesn't need my financial support, you know? It's, in big channels, I think it changes. Like, I think it might be more likely to be, you know, just because you want the emotes and stuff. Because they have, like, 50 emotes, right? So it's like, I think it's more to be, I think the bigger the channel gets, the more likely you're trying to just get, like, the emotes or whatever, and the less likely it is to, like, support the channel. Ninja literally just posted a thing today that, it was just today, he came back, so. He's back on Twitch now.
We'll be fine. It wasn't that
I saw, like, yeah, I just saw, like, a bunch of tweets earlier today about that. You wonder how he got out of that contract? Well, Mixer died is how he got out of that contract. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. It is not Christmas. What are you doing, sir? This is not the correct time of year, sir. One of them was vaporized. The hell is this? So one of them, it could still be flame ward, right? I don't know. Yeah.
kind of sucks. So I don't even want to. None of them. We had 4 secrets and none of them were mirror entity. Okay then. All right, sir. All right. I thought for sure Ninja would have went to YouTube after Twitch. Home code, thanks for follow. It's like, I think he, well, it's like, the problem is it's like, I think, like my personal opinion, I think YouTube will become a serious competitor to Twitch in the future, but they're just not there yet, right? And it's like, as long as they're not there, like they're just not gonna. It's just, I mean, Ninja got a first-hand look on how much of, you know, career suicide is to be on a sub
Now how about
optimal platform, basically. So like he's still gonna be fine, obviously, but like, you know, the viewership he lost. He got like millions of dollars, right? But like he lost like so much viewership off of it that like he's not gonna want to do it anymore. You know, he's gonna take the money where he can get it. So
this'll be good? Time grows short.
if we get double firebolt, I'm gonna be really salty. Could actually die double fireball, right? What is this thing? I'm trying to hover this thing. Oh, that's how we have to hover. We have to hover this thing. Okay, this is a random spell. Could be double fireball.
Checkmate. Well done.
Because I've been like, I mean, personally, like, you know, I've been looking, like, I didn't consider like Mixer like a serious option, but like, obviously, like, I mean, I've been doing better. I've been starting to do better on Twitch too, mainly just because of people coming over from YouTube. Honestly, say hi in the chat if you came over from YouTube, by the way. But seriously, like, if I've been doing better on YouTube than Twitch, so like, I mean, I could just, there's a chance I would just fully switch over to YouTube, you know, like I think I will try to stream on YouTube at some point, just see how well it goes, basically, because, you know, it might just be better for me to just fully over to YouTube, honestly. It's better to be diversified between platforms anyways, though, so. So, like, I don't really want to be all in on one platform, because the thing is like, I could always just say something offensive, or something that some platform finds offensive, and then the platform bans me, and then it's like, well, I wish I wasn't all on one platform, right? So, you know, it's nice to be on multiple platforms anyway, just for that reason. So, you know, Twitch is best for live streaming stuff, and YouTube is better for video stuff, so you might as well use the platforms for what they're good at, right? To an extent, that makes sense. So, you know, it works out the way I'm doing it as currently, but, you know, open to other options, I guess. Because I do think YouTube will figure out the live stream stuff better than they currently do, and then it might be better. It's just it's a shit show right now, you know. But if they figure out it would be a really good alternative. Potentially. Twitch has no discoverability, YouTube does. Well, that's why, I mean, that's exactly why I've been blowing up on YouTube. You know, my YouTube channel literally tripled in the last like 2 months. And I mean, if you go by like followers, like my Twitch channel is up like 30%. You know, it's like literally 10% of the growth of my YouTube channel in the last 2 months. You know, like
Now how about
that's just the thing about YouTube, you know, it's so much better for growth. I'm so greedy to do this. We may want to do the double one.
let's see. Time goes short. This'll be good.
Or even just, we could have divine shielded this also. If we really needed damage lackey, we could have divine shielded this. Actually, I had a lot of options there.
Something I whipped up.
If you're doing Twitch, you'd be foolish to not also do YouTube. Yeah. Cause like, yeah, it's like you can just upload your Twitch stuff to YouTube basically. You have to do like a little bit of work, like when you don't want to do nothing with it, but like, yeah, it's like, I was saying, I don't know, since I started saying it out loud, I was thinking it for like a year, you know, and then like I started saying it out loud, and then a bunch of other Twitch streamers in Hearthstone Arena started doing it, which was like, I was like, y'all are fucking insane for not putting this shit on YouTube. And since I started saying that, everyone's starting to put shit on YouTube, and I think it's because like they saw what happened to my YouTube channel, you know, because you know, I started blowing up on YouTube, and people are like, oh shit, you know, it's like, oh, he was right. But cause it's not even that hard, you know. You need to figure out what you're doing, but like it's not that hard.
That minion can't attack you.
I think we can. This is kind of the control place to an extent. We're giving him the board.
Better write this down.
I think it's okay. We could clear this, or we could just play the smoke screen. I think it's okay to just play the smoke screen. We shouldn't die, just... He shouldn't have a swipe. He shouldn't have like a sap, first of all, but even if he does, we shouldn't die. Oh, he's taking another 5. If you win the lottery and the algorithm chooses you, all your dreams can be granted. I mean, that's what happened to me, basically, right? I just won the algorithm lottery. But it's not really a lottery though. It's like a game, you know. It's just, you just have to figure out. It's like a game that you just have to figure out, right?
You don't pick the ones.
Because that's what YouTube feels like compared to like Twitch, especially. Like Twitch just feels like a it feels like a grind. Like the way to grow on Twitch is to just grind. You figure out something that works and you just do it. Where it's like YouTube feels a lot more like a game. Like if you play the game well, you're gonna do well. If you don't play the game well, you're not gonna do well. You believe the algorithm's insane? It is. YouTube's algorithm has its kinks, I guess is what you would say. The thing is like, you know,
Let's see.
you have to understand like what a person would enjoy and what they would would want to watch, I'll just put it that way, is different than what the algorithm is going to see that people want to watch. Because people, you know, if you're terrorized, like if you're horrified by something, you're gonna watch it probably, right? More than on average you're gonna watch it. Because you're like, oh my god, I need to see it. It's like when you're watching a train crash. It's like, oh my god, I want to see this train crash. You know, it's like, it's the same thing, right?
Time grows short.
I think we'll just play this. We have a few other plays here we could, I think this is fine. If you do Panthera, you have a 1 in 18 for lethal, but
Time for an experiment.
I have an issue. But yeah, it's like people just want to see something, you know, and it's not even like just because it's not because it's good, it's just because YouTube's algorithm will just blow up on it. Because people like will click on things that they don't actually want to see, you know, is kind of the thing. We'll take a draw. It's like if we get swipe, it's lethal. It's not quite it. I'm just hoping we don't swipe at this point, I think.
Would you help a weary traveler?
Fortunately, we are not dead immediately. We had this flyer. That's lethal, right? Yeah, he made a mistake, which is that he forgot that we had this thing in hand because he knew he had this in hand, but he forgot, so. And he also, actually, I guess he didn't know that we had this for.
This'll be good.
He should have protected the taunt at all costs. People make this mistake pretty often, where they it's a Rusty Drader and they're like, oh my god, I have to use the attack on the Rusty Drader, or else I'm losing value. It's like, no, it's like sometimes you just want to play as a taunt minion, right? You're pinning me a YouTube video link. It's a horrible video. It has 4.3 billion views. A Russian children's cartoon. Interesting. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. There's like, I mean, there's weird things on YouTube, right? Like, there's a lot of, there's fucked up shit that gets highly ranked on YouTube because of, you know, I don't know, for all the wrong reasons, basically. Be right back in 1 second. I don't like to keep Cable Rat. I don't really like to, like, I'd rather have better tempo plays. It's a 2-mana 1/1, you know, it might be better, but like it might not be, so.
You don't pick the wand, silly.
If you're playing a deck with a lot of early game, like I don't think Cable Rat is a keep. I don't think you keep Cable Rat unless you're playing like a super slow deck that has virtually no early game, essentially. Better played off curve. Yeah, I mean, it's part of it, right? Like, you'd rather play it later, essentially. I think we just take this. Cause it's kind of more of a value card than it is a tempo card, right? Like, lackeys might forgive you for the tempo of playing a 2-mana 1/1, but they won't always. So it's not really what you're looking to play on curve. The good old 4-mana do nothing play.
It is finished.
Excuse me. Okay. Play 2/2 and then concede. I think we did it. We nerfed Priest, boys. I mean, I forget what turns he played it, but he played 2/2 and then he conceded, so. Is that worth potentially not drawing anything playable on curve? I mean, you always have to take that risk, right? Like, it's... Yeah, because, I mean, part of the mulligan is always going to be, like, what your curve is and, like, how likely you are to draw certain cards on certain curves, right? Like, we have a lot of 2s, right? So, like, we don't need to keep a 2-mana. We have, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 7, 8, including the Cable Rat, but 7 other 2-drops. We don't need to keep a 2-mana 1/1 when we have 6 other 2-drops that are better on turn 2, you know? Hey, Judge. Got here right in time. Yeah. How you doing? Right on time. Alright, which spell do we want? We want all the spells, right? Alright, it's that kind of game, right? Feels like that kind of game. No. Yeah, it's fine. Probably just buff the 1/1, right? That's the worst that could happen. We don't. There's like certain bad things that happen. We just don't talk about those things. They're very unlikely. I mean, it would basically have to be Thalnos Arcane Explosion, right? Like, we just don't talk about that. Okay, well, he had half of the combo. He didn't have the other half of it, though. It can't do anything. It's a whiteboard, exactly. Absolutely nothing.
So where does the magic come from?
That's not possible.
Buff on the dragon. Wouldn't have really mattered, right? Like, it would have been about the same. The problem with the buff on the dragon is you're missing the 1 damage phase, which I think is actually, like, it wouldn't have really helped us if we were missing the 1 damage phase.
This'll be good.
This?
Is he dead? He's not quite dead. We might just want to Savage Roar him just to get the damage in, though. Because we might not get to do it again.
Let's see.
Yeah, I kind of want to. I want to, and I think I will do it.
That's an upgrade. Probably.
This'll be good. Time grows short.
Have we had back-to-back 12 arena runs? We did yesterday, actually. Not yesterday, but last stream.
Tempo.
Nice. Easy clap. Yeah, actually, and now we just we just did today, actually. Yeah, that was two back. We just had back-to-back 12 and ones, actually. Let me see, actually, because we just improved our average now. The judge is here. Judge was improving his average today. We've been improving ours. Hold up, let me check. So we just improved it to 8.27, and now we need to catch up to Judge. Let's see what we have here. Golden Skyclaw, Golden Braces Reader. Not bad, not bad. Coming for top 3, we might be. Someone else? Did someone else take the top 1? We're both still behind Veritas. What did Veritas do? 4, 5, 6, 7. We actually just overrode a 6. We overrode a 6 with a 12, so we're at 8.47, I think. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's at 9.1 over 22. Yeah. Gotta finish them is the problem. But yeah. Anyway. Well, I need to update that. Anyway, that is going to be it for us today, because I need to do this work thing tomorrow, which is like annoying, but you know, it's gotta be done, I guess. I'm just trying to double check our average to make sure I'm calculated correctly. -6. 8.57, there's a 0 in there. Yeah, getting anything above 8 with a 0 in there is always an accomplishment. The problem is like, it doesn't, even like single bad runs doesn't ruin you. What ruins you is having like, you know, multiple, like having a bunch of 3s is what ruins you, not having like any low runs. Actually, I'm looking at this and like, let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see, I think this is it, right? Yeah. I actually been pretty fortunate because I don't have a single, it looks like I don't have a single run below 3. Is this on screen? Yeah, this is on screen. I actually don't have a single run below 3. But what really doesn't kill you, what really kills you is not having like a 0 or a 1. What kills you is having like a bunch of 3s, you know? We've been also avoiding that, so that's like the really important thing. And also having a bunch of like, this is unusual for me, is having a bunch of 12s, because I usually don't get that many 12s, but like this season it's like you get 12 or you get like something, you know, kind of not so good, right? So it's like just getting a bunch of 12s that's nice also.